for photography tips, inspiration, ideas, or anything about film? Well, you've come to the right place. Born in Film and Photo Nation present Film Factor Podcast. Follow us on our social platforms at Born in Film on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Almost 1 million people have now died of COVID-19 worldwide.
The Philippines reporting the first coronavirus death outside of China.
Amazing number of Filipinos work in our NHS. These are the immigrants currently saving people's lives.
Yes.
Coming here and actually enriching our country and doing an amazing job. So thank you to all the Filipinos who are here doing all this amazing work.
They want you to know that you, all of you, are their heroes. Huwag po kayo susuko, bayani po kayong lahat. And remember, there is only one thing we say to the God of death. Not today.
I wish I could swim like dolphins can swim, though nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. How we can be heroes just for one day. How we can be heroes just for one day. I will be king. And you will be queen. Though nothing will drive us away, how we can be heroes just for one day. How we can be us just for one day. I can remember standing by the wall, and the guns shout above our heads.
our proud generation of visual storytellers, young and old alike, across all gender, beyond ethnicity, thriving in an online community. Built in the Philippines for the world. From the streets of Intramuros to the ringing bells of Chalon-sur-Saône, atop the great mountains of the Himalayas to the deeps of the Great Barrier Reef. Across Asia, Europe, Oceania, Africa, and the Americas. We will tell stories. We are Photo Nation, and the passion will live on.
Photo Nation. 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 Ang Photo Nation.
To your regularly scheduled program. When your camera is made by Kodak, you know it's good.
Tonight, I'd like to show you one of the world's great cameras.
Tonight, I'd like to show you a new idea in picture taking.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
I see the picture in my mind's eye, and I give it to you as the equivalent of what I saw and felt.
We choose to go to the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We will never forget that we are analog human beings.
My job is to be authentic.
We all love stories. We're born for them.
Coming to you live from Stratobox Studios in Manila, Philippines.
Hey guys, welcome back to Film Factor Podcast. My name is Franz, and tonight we are back to Season 3 of Born in Film on Air, a show where we talk to photographers and their passion for photography. Again, we're live simulcast on Facebook Live, IGTV, and YouTube. So for friends who are here, happy Saturday. Again, if you're watching this video now, please do take the time to share so that we get to invite more people to do photography. The hotline is now up. Don't forget to ring us on Viber at 63921-408-8898 or just simply scan this QR code. Again, that's 63921-408-8898. We will be accepting questions and greetings to our guests later. Again, we would like to thank each of you for being a huge part of this passionate community. Let's check the current standing. Currently, Photo Nation now has I think hold on. Currently, Photo Nation now has 12,600 members across 101 countries worldwide. Again, if you haven't yet invited your friends over, please do invite them over. Everyone, as we say, is welcome in Photo Nation. Last year began a series of live sessions within Photo Nation. It's among the first live photography podcasts in the Philippines. The very first one we aired on April 5, where we talked about the importance of printing with Alvin Lee. From there, we met photographers like Australian marine life photographer Darren Ju from Tales by Light series on Netflix. We also met photographers like Ali Reyes, who began everyday photography workshops, and Ricky Laja, a respected commercial photographer, both of which were part of Digital Photographer Philippines. From there, we met other community legends like Ryan Odenchal, who leads the Rasca community. We also met Miss Harvey Chuas, watching with us tonight, the co-founder of one of the country's pioneer advertising photography studios. And finally, who wouldn't forget the one and only Alberto Garcia, the only Filipino who's among the greatest photographers of all time, who won the 1991 World Press Photo Awards and is part of Time Magazine's Greatest Images of the 20th Century. Watch our latest episodes available now on demand via YouTube and our Facebook page. They're also on Acast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Just search for Film Factor Podcast. New episodes are coming this March on our new time slot at 8:30 p.m. Philippine time. If you missed an episode, do check them out later. We have replays after each podcast. With only a year since it was established, Photo Nation has ever since been at the forefront of this new culture of photographers where it doesn't matter what medium you use as long as you deliver the output that you seek. For us who built a platform, what matters most is the photographer's eye. It has ever since shaped the way we do things, and now we are back with more. The future begins as we take a slingshot to the unknown. Let's all watch this.
Portraits have always been what's interesting to me.
I'm happy to greet this gathering of motion picture engineers.
Art is photography and sharing. Taking what you see and sharing it with others.
Don't be afraid. Get out there, shoot some film.
I think Photo Nation can be a catalyst.
Photography is united.
Again, don't forget we are live on Facebook, Instagram, or IGTV and YouTube. Don't forget to follow the page, join Photo Nation, and hit subscribe. Joining us tonight are some of the best talented photographers from Japan, Vietnam, and Canada and the Philippines. Mario De Leon. Again, please welcome Brian Paul Azcueta from Yokohama, Japan, Tran Hong Nhung from Vietnam, and last but not the least, Mario De Leon representing Canada. He used to be in Canada but now based back here in the Philippines in Coron, Palawan. Glad to have you all on the podcast tonight. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just to start it off, we did Ortigas Art Festival. How do you think the festival can help photographers boost their passion in the craft? Maybe we can begin with Mario. Go ahead, Mario.
Yeah, sure. So I think the festival was the first of its kind for me. It's when you first mentioned the idea of sending over a photo to an exhibit that I will never physically be in. It's like that's a really sad thought, but then it didn't turn out like that. Instead, it turned out to be almost transcendental affair, right? So usually when we think of exhibits, we think of coming into a physical space.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we look at images online, they seem too flat, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have been able to mold the physical and the technological into something greater. So I think it's the beginning of something great. Yeah.
Great insights, Mario. Maybe we can move it to or pass it on to Nyung. Nyung, how do you feel about being part of the exhibit? Since you're far away in Vietnam, how do you feel that you're part of this event?
Actually, for me, participating to the exhibit is something like a gift for me because at that time I start to think to do an exhibition for myself, and suddenly I received your invitation. So wow, it's something like wow, it's for me or something. I really want to go there to attend the exhibition, but because of the pandemic, I had to stay in Vietnam. But it brings a lot of joy and happiness to me when I can present my work to the viewer. Because the photography nowadays we mostly see see pictures on screen, but I think it can be replace the printing material, and
Seeing it
can
in
bring
person.
a lot of
being able to be there.
It does something. It's something not only we can see, but we can touch and feel it. So it's bring a lot of the feeling and emotions. So for me, it's really very happy. Yeah.
And Yang, we weren't able to ask you about this. You actually won the Film Photographer of the Year last year. How does it feel that coming from that experience, winning an award, and then joining an exhibit? How do you feel about that?
Wow, I feel really, really great because become the awardee for Film Photography of the Year is something like out of expectation, because I know there are a lot of the talented photographers in the community. And so somehow it's so when I receive the news from you that I'm the awardee, it's make me like, wow, I made it, and it's really, really exciting. And you know that I'm mostly taking no picture, no photography, and somehow it's not very accepted in my country or in Asia in general, I think so. So when I receive the awards, I feel that I recognize of my work or something. So it's really, really great, and it motivated me a lot to keep continue on this journey. Yeah.
And Yang, in terms of the trophy, we're in the process of having it sent to you. It's just a pandemic, so we're having a hard time being able to send it to you. But hopefully, it will arrive there very, very soon. Please, we'd like to extend the apologies. But the trophy will be coming there.
Okay.
And in terms of that, Yang, in terms of the next Photo Nation Awards, you'll be having a hand at choosing the next Film Photographer of the Year for next year. So it's a privilege for us to honor you for the award.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Nyang. And then we'd like to pass this on to Brian. Brian, you're in Yokohama, Japan, and is this your first exhibit for your photography? I think you're on mute, Brian. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Go ahead.
Okay.
First time.
Actually, this is my second time.
Second time. Go ahead.
This is my second time attending an exhibit. The first time is here in Tokyo. That is a portraiture / nude photography exhibit.
Like Nyang.
Yeah. Actually, I'm inspired with Nyang's work.
That's one of the greatest things about Photo Nation, because we get inspired by each other, diba? Yung each member gets to inspire the other members. And Bri, how does it feel being part of this? Even if you're in Yokohama, Japan, you still get to participate.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm actually very grateful, even though I'm here in Japan right now, and the current situation, which is there's a COVID. I cannot fly back to Philippines to attend the exhibit myself to see those photos. But just a little background. I'm not into photography just for to become famous or what's or not. I'm into photography because I enjoy it. I love photography because it makes me feel happy. That's why I'm very grateful that part of my work being exhibit there, and uh, everyone can see my work.
And I think that's one of the most important things about doing photography is that when you enjoy it and you pursue it, not because of anything in terms of rewards, but rewards in terms of being able to enjoy it more, especially with the other people that you are with. Thank you, Bri. Now maybe we can move on to the next question. My next question would be for Nyang. In terms of the exhibits, how important do you think are exhibits or being able to join exhibits for photographers who would like to become better in terms of the craft? How important is it being able to join one?
I think it's very, very important. Yeah, to be exhibit our work. Just because, just I mentioned later, because for the nowadays we mostly see the pictures on the screen, on the phone or a computer or something. But when you print this out, it's totally different because it's about the material of the paper and it feeling the picture can bring to you, and something is more real for me. For example, it's not something like a visual or something like that. It really real. So for me, it's very. I really want to do the exhibition, and I will try to do it soon in Vietnam, and hopefully this year or next year.
There. Thank you, Nyang. Mario, what can you say about photographers joining exhibits? How important is it to be able to improve?
Like you said, right? Like an exhibit gives you the ability to showcase what you think is your best work. It gives you the ability to show people your eye. But at the same time, you meet so many beautiful souls and people with visions so different and sometimes very confusing. And you might rub against each other in the wrong way, in the right way. But in any case, you produce something better than what you would have just produced if you stuck to where you were. So I think you shouldn't necessarily shoot for an exhibit. I mean, I'm of the camp that you shoot because you want to shoot.
Yeah.
And there's this thing in you that it's like why do we write a diary? It's not like we have to, but it's a way of expression. So, but even more so than that, I think it becomes a form of art when people take something from it as well. It becomes a part of them. So yeah, I think that's why exhibits are important.
Yeah. Thanks, Mario. Bri, what about you? Do you think it's very important for photographers to be able to share their work to exhibits?
For me, it is also important for a photographer to showcase your talent because for me it's a God-given grace that you have such talent. It's a waste if you will just hide it on yourself. So joining into exhibit could inspire more people to have hobbies like this one.
Right. Thanks, Bri. And in terms of when you say inclusivity, since you guys are from different countries or you were from a particular country, then you're back here, being able to represent a region, particularly the one that you represented for the exhibit, how does it feel to be in a community that has this type of diversity where everyone gets to be represented well? For example, if it's your first time to see the exhibit, we have photographers or members who are like you from different parts of the country. Like, for example, Mario, who was from Canada before, representing Canada, and Young from Vietnam, Brian from Japan, and the other photographers like the ones for representing Europe, the US. How does it feel to be part of that roster of photographers and the inclusivity? Young? Yeah. How does it feel to be in a community like Photo Nation that you're included? Vietnam is included here in this type of exhibit. How does it feel?
Actually, when I can say that when my family and my friend know that I joined a group of photographers and my work is exhibited, they all congratulate me. So it say that it's really great, and so I'm so happy to be a part of the of your work actually. And sometimes I think that I have a lot of support from you, and I think that I couldn't go so far so long without the supporting. So I'm really feel grateful.
You have I believe some of the viewers now are from Vietnam actually. They're here to support you. How does it feel to have that supportive community being able to cheer you on this exhibit?
Yeah.
Would you like to say hi to them, to your friends who are watching? They're actually commenting now, Nyang. We can't actually translate because it's in Vietnamese. But maybe you can say hi to them.
Yeah.
Maybe Nyang, you can say a message to the Vietnamese viewers in Vietnamese. Maybe your message to the Vietnamese viewers now. Baka maybe you have a message to them.
To the Vietnamese who view the radio, who view the podcast right now, and I speak in Vietnamese.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, xin chào cả nhà. Mình hiện nay đang tham gia buổi podcast của bên Photo Nation, và đây thật sự là một cái group rất là hay. Nếu như mà các bạn đang là photographer thì các bạn hãy tham gia nhóm và thiệu những bức ảnh của các bạn. Còn nếu như các bạn đang là người xem ảnh thì các bạn vào trong group. Thật sự là có rất nhiều photographer, vẫn rất nhiều nhà nhiếp ảnh tài năng và có rất nhiều tác phẩm đẹp. That is.
Thank
Do
you.
you need me to translate to English?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so I just say that if you okay, so I'm now in the postcard.
In Japan, you still get to participate.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so
For me,
go ahead.
to English?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead, Nyang.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I just say that if you okay, so I'm now in the postcard.
In Japan, you still get to participate.
It's doing a feedback. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nyang. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm now in the postcard.
I think it's doing a feedback. Nyang, I think if are you watching the podcast, maybe you can turn down the audio. There.
What?
Good. The viewers who are from Vietnam are actually commenting now. One of our friends, Chef Aika from Japan, who's cheering on Brian, is also cheering you. She says, "Xing Xiao." I'm not sure what Xing Xiao means. Team Nyang representing Team Vietnam, and then the others, Xing Xiao Nyang said. Chef Aika said. What does Xing Xiao mean, Nyang?
Yeah.
What does Xing Xiao mean in Vietnamese?
Xing Xiao is hello, and
okay.
Yeah. But my friends say that amazing.
It's great.
And they show a lot of yeah.
How does it feel, Nyang? In terms of Photo Nation, Nyang, how does it feel that Vietnam is here, included in Photo Nation? Philippines is here. The US is also here. Even Europe is also here. How does it feel to be part of that community in Photo Nation?
Yeah, it's good. And actually, when I start to share my picture to your group, and my friend that I joined in your group. My friend joined the group, so group too, and they are photographers. So it's really, and one of my friend she had pictures on the photo wall in the exhibition, and so everything it make us like now very excited, And I hope there are more and more, more Vietnamese photographers joining the group, and we can share the picture together. Yeah.
Vietnam is really beautiful. Maybe you can invite more friends of yours to Photo Nation so that we get to see what Vietnam looks like. Thanks, Yang. Maybe we can pass this on to Brian. Bri, in terms of this inclusivity, since you're also part of the team, and maybe you can share a bit of a behind the scenes look at what we do for the team, and maybe you can also mention, since you're from Japan but you're part of this team. Go ahead, Bri.
What can I tell? Yeah.
In terms of the inclusivity, everyone's part of this group.
Yes. For this one, in terms of inclusivity, but AutoNation is an open group. Open group means it is open to everyone, whatever your nationality is, whatever camera medium you are using, film, digital, phone photography, you are welcome here in AutoNation. And it is also good that you become part of a group which accept everyone, because it can boost your passion in terms of the art or the photography that you are currently doing, since there are a lots of people or photographers here that who is sharing their knowledge and photos. You can have additional inspiration on your works here in AutoNation.
There. Thank you.
That is my experience here in AutoNation.
Thanks, Bri. Maybe now we can hear from Mario. Mario, how does it feel to be part of this this community that's inclusive? Even if you're in Coron, you still get to be part of this community. And go ahead.
I think it's really honestly a privilege to be part of such an amazing, beautiful, and large community. At the beginning, once you say community that has everyone involved, it can be kind of daunting. But I think what you guys have done is you've taken the best sides of the internet, like the best qualities of the internet, and you've made it into something that's self-sustaining, because its members are just
growing.
They're growing, and they're inspiring each other in an exponential way. And I think that's one thing about this group that makes it different, is because it's completely inclusive and it's the internet. You have an exponential growth of a community that couldn't have existed if it was just like a physical group, like we meet every Friday. So I think that's beautiful.
You may remember, Mario, you were one of the first people who I talked about when it comes to communities in the Philippines, right? And seeing it now grow this big, we started off like for after Worldwide Photo Walk, if you remember, we were only about 600 then, but now we are 12,600 members. So I couldn't even imagine we would be able to grow this big. And seeing it now,
I honestly
right?
thought 600 was a lot already. I can't even imagine how many 600 people look like. 12,000? Crazy.
Okay. And maybe last for Nyang, in terms of the topic or the theme of the exhibit, which is the beauty of everyday. In this time of pandemic, everyone's sad. Everyone has problems. How do you see the silver lining during the pandemic, and even see the beauty of everyday? Like, for example, Mario's photo was a reclamation area, but you can see the beauty there, right? And Young, even if it's new, you really get to appreciate the perspective of a new photography, and also Brian in terms of the landscape. Maybe you can share how do you find the beauty of everyday, even if in this time of pandemic. Go ahead, Young.
Yeah.
Go
For me,
How do you find or how do you see the beauty of every day, even if we have COVID-19?
Yeah, we have COVID and it really hard. It really hard for everyone. So, but it's one. I think there are one good thing that is we are not alone. So we have each other together. So sometime I heard that some, for example, for the work it doesn't work well or something, but still I can see the optimist in people. For me it's not for me because my for example for my photography it's mostly work one by one from I mean that only me and the model, so it's not very difficult because we can understand each other and there are not a lot of people around us, so sometimes we can share our thoughts and we can talk and we can understand more, and sometimes we can help ourselves to be stronger in the difficulty times. So that is the beautiful, and I see it beautiful. And sometimes when I go out with my small camera and look around and see that the picture, the street is not as crowded as before. So maybe it's not good for the economy or something, but there another thing that is we can see peace. So that is the beautiful. Yes, that is the other side of the of the hard time. So I think it's quite nice. Yeah, that is the beauty, and I found it really nice, beautiful. Another views of this hard time. Yeah.
Even if we're all having a hard time, being able to be optimistic, right? In seeing that beauty, lifts up everyone's spirits, right? Thanks, Nyang. Maybe now we can hear it from Mario. Go ahead, Mario. How do you see beauty of every day, even if in this time of pandemic?
I think what the pandemic has done, right, it's put us in our homes and make us really think about things in a deep way, whether that's that trash can that's annoying us at the side, or this thing in my room that I haven't touched in a million years. You know, I think the beauty of every day is really paying attention to the small details that we miss. And yes, you can do that with a camera, and I think it's a lot easier to do it with a camera, even with a phone camera, because there's a sense of intentionality when you go out on a photo walk. But I think what we want to lead up to is a sense of that becoming a mindset, right? To approach the world with the beauty of the everyday going through our heads. And yeah, I think a photography is a way to do that.
And being able to translate that is something really powerful. Okay. Thanks, Mario. Maybe last, before we head down to a break, Bri, your final thoughts. How do you see beauty of every day?
Actually, for me, beauty of every day is the same with Mario. When beauty of every day, we can see it everywhere. Like the photo that is submitted for the exhibit. That is the Mount Fuji with a cloud covering the tip or the summit of the Mount Fuji. There's a behind story on that of that photo. The behind story of that photo is that there's a saying here: if a cloud is forming at the top of Mount Fuji, within 24 hours, rain will come. So that is the story of that. So for me, beauty of every day, you can see it anywhere. Nature is always giving us something, telling us something, which is we need to see that. That is for me beauty of every day.
Thanks, Brian. Really good messages from our guests tonight. Again, please stay. We'll go to a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about the works of our photographer friends for tonight. Again, Brian, we have Nyung, and we have Mario. Please stay. We'll be back.
One of the things that makes anything more enjoyable is being able to share it and being part of a community.
And quite frankly, what I get from Photo Nation is the fact that it's so non-judgmental.
They're so accepting of people, and I like that about Photo Nation, that people are willing to do that.
Photo Nation is hindi lang siya Filipino-based international group. Ano siya, one big happy family talaga siya.
Photo Nation is just one huge family.
I think probably the thing I like the most about Photo Nation is the fact that it's a supportive community, not there to score points.
Photo Nation, a platform that has no bashing.
It's you ask for help, you get help. The best part about Photo Nation is that everyone gets a chance to showcase their stuff. And if you ask, how did you get that? Can you teach me? The people respond and they're like, yeah, I'm actually learning things here.
We all started as a beginner, whether it's you're self-taught or you learn from masters or you learn from YouTube. We should be humble enough to know and to accept that people who are willing to learn, we have to appreciate that because it's actually promoting the hobby or the passion that we love, which is photography.
Malaki talaga yung impact sa pag-i-improve ko as a photographer kasi hindi lang basics yung tinuturo, parang yung advanced stuff na.
I'm always welcome na idea na magkaroon ng isang community ang mga photographer. Yung imbis na magbangayan, nagtutulungan.
It feels really nice to be part of Photo Nation because of how active the group is. A lot of inspiration for me to take in.
Ko in-expect na ganito yung welcome ng Photo Nation sa akin.
Napagsama-sama ng Photo Nation ang mga photographer, anuman ang lahi nila.
I've met a lot of people from different regions sa country natin. Mas na-widen yung network ko.
Masaya kasi nakakapag-share ka ng free.
Na mas manada oportunidad pati health chances na mas kita grande di mi thinking about things na noy at na kalya ko nila.
Feel like I'm with a family that supports what I love and what I am passionate about. Mararamdaman mo na may value yung gawa mo and mas nakikita mo na there is an opportunity for you to grow in this industry.
I joined Facebook a year ago and you are the first group I joined. One big international family. It's great to be part of Photo Nation International.
Aside from the photography memes, pinakagusto na ako sa Photo Nation is activities like Photographer of the Week and sa mga Theme of the Week.
I was really happy to be featured as the Photographer of the Week. It really helps and boosts me.
One of the things I like about Photo Nation is the fact that it's not limited by any demographic, by any location, or by year.
Tuwang-tuwa ako kasi siyempre first time ko maging part ng isang member na may malaking community. Maganda experience ko.
Nakita na ko na daghang mga parehas na kong edad ang misulay og photography diri sa moa sa Dipolog.
Nakatabang siya ka mo-grow ko as a photographer. Maka-inspire siya sa mga kasama ko na bagungan pa. Pag-join ako aning Photo Nation kay at first kay nakulbaan ko ato kay international siya.
Pag-ayat ko kay Photo Nation kay dagiti na dumaduma nga aktibidades kay Domingo kas kuma dagiti pasalik nga paka-recognizean dagiti kas kanyak nga agdadamo ti fotografiya.
Người ta thường hay nói rằng là khi mà bạn muốn đi thật là nhanh thì bạn đi một mình, nhưng mà khi mà bạn muốn đi xa thì bạn sẽ đi cùng với cả những người khác. Thành ra là khi mà tham gia vào những cái group chơi ảnh như là Photonation thì nó giúp mình là sẽ nhìn được thấy rất là nhiều bức ảnh đẹp, và qua đó thì và cũng được gặp rất nhiều là photographer giỏi. Thế thành ra là qua đó mình cũng được truyền cảm hứng hơn.
So paano ako mag-join ka ng community? Uning manakit kong bakal inspiration.
Yung first impression ko sa Photo Nation, walang toxic sa group. Parang dito sa Photo Nation nakaka-proud kasi parang nabibigyan ng voice yung mga Pilipino.
I think Photo Nation is there. It's kind of feel like home. Alam mong this group will help you grow.
Sobrang ganda ng podcast quality. Yun yung magagawa ng Pinoy. So nakaka-proud din.
Nagulat din po ako lalo kasi almost around the world kasali ko eh. Parang ang laki pong privilege sa akin na sa Philippines po nag-start tong Photo Nation.
Pinoy pride kasi nga 'di ba? Doon yung group is sa Pilipinas. So parang kaya natin makisabay at maliit tayong bansa.
I think Photo Nation parang for me yung always active na ako.
Swerte gid ko kay naging part ko sa group ni. Hindi gid ni malimtan ang opportunity kag hindi ko gid pagsayang.
Marami akong natutunan, lalo yung sa masterclass.
Photo Nation expanded my global knowledge, especially regarding Filipino photography. The Philippines seems to be pretty excited and actively pursuing the craft.
Feeling ko na welcome ka talaga kasi may mga toxic na mga tao. Nakakaugmat na nakaka-inspire sinda ng mga picture ninda na pinapairing sa mga bawat saro.
That worldwide photo walk, my gosh, I was surprised that many people showed up and it brought tears to my eyes. It was brilliant. There's so much love. I think that's the best way to say it. There's so much love in this community.
The truth is, this is merely a setback. This is merely one huge mountain that we have to traverse.
Again, good evening. We are discussing about the Ortigas Art Festival, and again, we are still joined by our friends tonight, Mario De Leon, Brian Azcueta, and Tran Hong Nhung from Vietnam. Again, guys, now let's go over your photos. Maybe we can begin with Brian first, and then Brian, maybe you can talk about how you began photography, what attracted you to photography, and a bit of yourself. Hold on. Let me just spin you into screen. Go ahead, Bri. Maybe you can introduce yourself. What got you into photography, and what do you love most about the photography that you do?
Hi guys, I'm Brian Azcueta. I'm currently here at Yokohama, Japan. I'm a software test engineer here, and photography is just a hobby of mine. I started photography. I think I'm still in Manila, and I also love mountaineering before traveling. Then I just using my mobile phone. I started with mobile phone actually for photography, and some of my co-mountaineers. Can I mention the name of the group?
Sure, go ahead, please.
The Summit Explorer. Hello, guys. I think some of them is
Hi, guys.
watching right now. Yeah, some of them, I think two of them are photographers also, also member of Photo Nation, and they those timing they are the one who is my inspiration in photography. I really love their photos during that time. So I still remember I'm asking Vaughn what camera to buy, something like that. So that is the start of my photography journey.
And Bray, in terms of you being in Japan, we know Japan has lots of great places to shoot, especially the culture was well preserved. How does it feel to be in a country like that currently now?
Sorry, Sir Fred?
You're in Japan, and there are
Mhm.
lots of travel destinations there, like the Mount Fuji. You can go to Kyoto, Osaka, and lots of other beautiful places in Japan. How does it feel that you're only? I mean, you're there, and anytime that you want, you can go to these places, and these are some of the places that people like me would need to prepare before I go there because in terms of the distance. But you're there in Japan.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be there?
Actually, for me, for me, I'm lucky that I'm here. I'm working here. My company is in the Philippines, and I'm just working here in our client. And yeah, I feel I'm lucky enough that I'm here. Then I can go anywhere that I want to take beautiful places here in Japan. However, like what I said in my last post in Facebook, uh, most of the time people from other countries going here in Japan, they always go in cities like Tokyo, big cities like Tokyo, Kyoto, Yokohama to take photos. But I want to challenge everyone actually that uh, when you're going here in Japan, when you want to go here in Japan, uh, try searching for places outside the cities. Because for me, places outside the cities here in Japan is much better. Can give more beautiful views than the cities. Try it, and you will be amazed. You will, how should I say this? You will forget the city shots that you can see most of the time in social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
That is my advice for the future people
visitors.
who will travel here in Japan.
Thanks, Bray. And also, just to let the viewers know, all of our three guests tonight do film photography. Brian also does film photography. And Brian, you're in the melting pot of photography in Japan. How does it feel to be able to access the cheap films there that are sold? Even the cameras, you can buy any film camera that you want. How does it feel to be only steps away to shops like that?
Yes. Actually, when I'm checking Facebook, then I can see the struggle of other countries
Yes.
looking for films.
It's expensive.
Another lucky point for me that I'm here because there's a lot of shop here in Japan, which is still selling old cameras, vintage camera lenses and films. Actually, I just bought a film this morning.
Yes, I
in
saw your post, the
Yokohama.
Fuji Pro 400. Can you show it on camera?
Yeah.
You guys see that he still has Fuji Pro 400H in Japan.
Yeah.
How much, Bray, did you get the pack?
This one,
In
this
pesos.
is a 120. This is 5,900 yen. 5 pieces.
So that's 2.5
I think
pesos,
around
more or
2.5.
less.
For 5 pieces.
Around $40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then
It's
Metropolis and
cheap.
Kodak.
Here, if you'd like to buy one roll, it would cost you around more than 1,000 pesos. Just one roll. Anyway, go ahead, Bri. In terms of you also do film photography. And what do you love most about being able to shoot digital and at the same time film?
What I love most is I can see the difference.
Mm-mm.
Usually I use digital photography mainly. Then for additional gear, I I also shoot film because I want the nostalgic feeling of the film cameras or the output of the film cameras.
Yep.
That is the main reason why I shoot film.
Thanks, Brian. And you work with the Fuji system, right? And were
Yes,
you able to
I'm
compare?
currently using.
I mean, in terms of because the Fuji system has the emulations of the film.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that you love about Fuji?
Yes, yes. That is also why I choose the Fujifilm camera because of its film simulation. Then when I already tried the actual film myself, I just involved in the film photography recently. And when I tried the film simulation, the actual film, can still see the difference of the digital and
You
the
can only
film.
go so far, right? The digital one.
That's-
And Brian, now let's go over your photos. Again, your first one is the one that you're exhibiting now. Maybe you can add more to what you said earlier about the photo. Why did you decided to submit this?
This one actually, there are two photos that I am thinking to submit for the exhibit. Then I asked my friends which one to submit because the previous, like I mentioned a while ago, the previous exhibit that I attended is portrait photography, and this one is landscape. And most of my friends chose this one because of its calming feels on that photo. And yeah, I submit that because I think today or recently we are facing a pandemic, and I do believe that all the people right now, what we need is to be calm.
Right.
That's why I chose this photo
Well
over
said.
the other.
Well said. And your next photo, the one that you sent us, go ahead. Maybe you can talk about the behind the scenes of this. How were you able to shoot this?
Yeah.
Were there challenges?
This one is, I think this is from Bangkong Kahoy in Quezon. That is 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and I just attended a workshop conducted by Sir Win Magsino. Yeah.
Win.
That is the place where I actually met Sir Win Magsino, and that is my first astrophotography. So I just attended a workshop there. Then I learned a lot from the workshop session.
One of our
astrophotography.
Sir Win and Sir Chris, some of our idols, the brothers, the Magsino brothers. Right. And the next one. Go ahead. Wow.
This one. Aside from landscape photography, I'm also into portrait photography, or what do you call this? Actually, I'm not good with terminology in terms of things or in photography, but I call it portrait photography or conceptual photography.
Yep, it is.
That is my own terminologies that I'm using in my hobby. Then this one, this is a studio shot. The model here is a Japanese model, and she's also the one who paint on her body.
Mm.
If you can see, it's like a tattoo.
Yes.
She's the one who
Painted.
created that. Then her main work or business here is cloths, I think, designing cloths. Then we are using that for that kind of photography.
We can see the texture. Really good.
Yes.
Ganda. Your next one. Wow.
Yeah. This one, the plague mask. This is the recent shot that I have done because I cannot go outside for landscape photography, so I just ordered from Amazon a plague mask. Then asked someone here to try it, then to have a studio shot like that one. So I'm using one lighting setup. We just shot that concept in a room here.
Ganda. Okay, and then your next one. Wow.
Yeah. This one, what they call it here, Diamond Fuji. I think that that shot is last year, before the pandemic totally hits Japan. And that shot, the Diamond Fuji, it's a phenomenon here in Japan that only happens every February, if I'm not mistaken. A certain period.
Is this sunrise, Bri? Sunrise.
Sunset.
Sunset.
That is sunset. Yeah. That is there's a certain period of time in here in Japan that Diamond Fuji will happen.
Wow.
So there's a lot of planning, especially the weather. If you can see that in the photo, it's cloudy, and
you don't often get to see the Mount Fuji this way, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it
I
gets
think
covered by the clouds.
Clouds, yes. When we arrive in the location, we are a bit nervous because the clouds is too thick. Then there's only seconds, I think, around 30 seconds for you to have that shot because the sunset is so fast. Then you need to time your shot on the exact location of the sun, which is on top of Mount Fuji.
In terms of the gear, Bri, what did you bring for this particular shot?
For that shot, for my landscape, actually, I always bring a tripod, a filter, and the filter. And yeah, tripod and the filter. Always that two combination. Of course, my camera. Then a 16 to 55 lens.
That explains the wideness of the shot. Really good. The next one.
That one, the pilgrimage. That one, I think that is a tiring trip.
How far is it from your place in terms of the distance?
I'm not sure the distance, but for me to arrive there, I need to ride a bus from Tokyo around 10 or 9 p.m. Then we arrive at our destination, the house, where we will stay around 3 p.m. the next day.
Wow. That's far.
That's far.
That's farther than Baguio.
Yes. Then overnight bus, then a lots of train when we arrive in the prefecture.
What's the name of the place of this area?
That one is Nachi Falls. The Nachi Falls in Ki Peninsula, south of Japan.
Wow.
West of Japan.
Wow. Thanks, Bri. So in terms of since you're in Japan, you also I believe there happened to be an instance where we had an earthquake during on Discord. So maybe you can share a bit of experience when you're there in Japan. Is it natural for you to experience earthquakes now?
Yes, it's natural. Aside from the previous earthquake, because the previous earthquake is too strong. That is my, I think, my first or second time that I encounter a huge earthquake.
Since you've been there.
Yeah, because here in Japan, I think almost every month there's a small earthquake.
You're
At
not
least
that
once a
affected.
month.
You're not that affected.
But the previous earthquake, it's
And
it's
I
too
believe
strong actually.
they even stopped the Shinkansen, right? They stopped
Yes,
the
yes.
Shinkansen. It was that what do you call this? Hard the earthquake. And Bryce, maybe just to close this off, maybe you have an advice to those who want to explore photography the way that you do it now, and also maybe you can invite them to try film photography. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to invite everyone to try, not to try the way I do photography, because for me, photography is just a hobby. And I'm not sure if, because some of my friends actually contacted me, then asking if I can do some photo session with them, then they will pay me. But I cannot see myself doing photography as a business. I'm currently in IT industry, and honestly, my line of job is a bit toxic in some ways, and I don't want photography, which is my hobby, to become a toxic field also.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose my passion in photography because I created photography as a business.
Yeah.
So maybe my advice for everyone is, if you enjoy photography the way it is right now for you, just enjoy it like that. Because once you involve money or whatever, you want to make it as a business. If you really want photography to become a business, you need to invest first in your skills, and to make sure that that is your goal.
So it's all about finding your passion and looking out for yourself in terms of what you want to do. Thanks, Bri.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing those insightful stories about your photography. Please stay. We'll close this off with the final question. Now, let's hear it for our next guest, Sir Mario. Sir Mario, you have some viewers here. Want you to say hi. Maybe you can say hi to them.
Hi friends.
Okay, Mario, just to dive into this, maybe you can share how what got you into photography, and maybe share a bit of your experience when it comes to film photography in Canada. And go ahead, please.
What if I can't remember what?
Whatever comes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I was in Indonesia, and I was probably in second year high school. Picked up my mom's old. It was a Nikon FE with a 1.5, 1.8 Series E pancake. Yeah, okay, that's the camera. I'm a gearhead. I love old cameras as well. I learned on that, and I remember I liked the way that it made me feel. I didn't necessarily like my photos at all. I shot a couple of empty rolls, and a couple of rolls was a couple of months of film actually. So I'd shoot maybe one roll every 2 months. So a lot of lost memories, but it gave me the I don't know, We were talking before about the beauty of every day, and that's the philosophy I like to bring with photography. Fast forward to Canada, so I did what Brian cautioned, and I tried to make it a career. Not so fun, but what I can say is you do meet a lot of great people, and it pushes you to do things that are completely outside your comfort zone. So I worked as a barista, ended up becoming a manager of a super indie hipster cafe called Push and Pull, if you guys get what I mean.
Yeah.
So it was a film cafe, and yeah, I met both photographers, people who shot for all these amazing magazines, and I was just completely blown away. I'm not really a portraiture kind of guy, and I mostly shot outside the street. But Canada really opened my eyes to the type of community that can help you grow as a photographer, and that's why I love this community so much. You guys have here, and we have here, right? It's kind of like a huge mega version of what I had before, and that really helped me. So yeah, that's what I think about photography and community and stuff.
Yeah. And in terms of film photography, what do you love most about film, and how do you see that? How do you think that needs to be passed on to the next generation? Those who won't probably know what probably the older gadgets were. How important is it to be able to pass on this love for photography or this love for analog photography?
In the same way that we had like these pivotal indestructible Nokias, should people realize that, back in the day, you kept your camera for maybe 10 years. And I mean, now we're using the same cameras that it's been, 50, 100 years. So I think, and this kind of lines up with Earth Hour a bit, is this appreciation for the things that age. I think, and I'm really bad with Japanese, but there's this thing called wabi-sabi or something like that, where as things grow with age, they become more, they deepen, they deepen and they grow with you. And it's like, hey, I had this when I was a baby, and maybe not baby, but when I was young and I'm old. And now everything is so fast. I can't even keep up with Facebook or my Instagram feed. I can't even keep up with all the updates that my phone needs every month. So this I think what people should take away from film photography is you got to slow down. Like everything is upgrading, but we still got the same brain that we've had for how long. So slow it down a bit, and I think that they'll find a lot more meaning that way. It's all about the quality and not necessarily about the quantity.
And also you get to value what you do at the same time. You get to really appreciate what you do, and at the same time being able to translate that into photos really means a lot. Mario, you're now from Manila. From Canada, you moved back to Manila. And then from Manila, you moved to Coron in Palawan now.
Yes.
How does it feel in terms of the transition? Was it hard for your family to go there and try to adapt to the type of things that you can do there? Like your photography has actually adapted to the environment itself. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the best way to tell this is in the form of story. I think it was March 13, 14, 15, something like that, when the news.
Almost a year now.
Yeah, no. Anyway, I remember my parents were actually in Coron at the time, and the day after the day, like I remember watching the TV and like, oh my gosh, lockdown, and then tomorrow everything's gonna be closed and no flights. Remember that day, I was like, Mom, Dad, I'm booking a flight, I'm going to you guys. And I had my brother with me. And when we got to the airport the next day, they're like, stay, we're going back to Manila. I said, no. If you go back to Manila, you're not going to have any kids here. So we went to Coron, and the transition, I think, into the quarantine stage was just like everyone else's. We had a lockdown here as well. It's not really a fun thing. But as things started to open, As you can see now, I'm in the amazing Pocadeli in Coron, my favorite place. I'm here at 11 because this is where the good internet is. That's been one of the major things, is because I'm taking online classes and I got online stuff to do, work. It's kind of hard, but that aside, it's been one of the most life-changing experiences. I think it's really good to put yourself into a place of complete uncertainty. And yes, the quarantine is a place of complete uncertainty. And yeah, take calculated risks. But I think one big change also now is I don't have access to my bathroom / darkroom kind of setup or my chemicals. So I switched to digital, and it's a different kind of muscle, I think. I think if you bring the film kind of mindset, then it's kind of the same thing, but it's not. Yeah, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Great. And in terms of the photo that you submitted for the Ortigas Art Festival, maybe you can talk about how you shot it and a bit of a backstory about it. Go ahead, Mario.
Sure. I took this photo. I wouldn't say a photo walk. I was going out for a walk with a couple of friends that I just met. And I remember parking my motorbike and then running back because the sun was nice in a certain way. And that is actually a restaurant in the middle of the photo called La Serenata. And I remember going to that restaurant and it being suspended in the water. So I just found it so strange that, oh my gosh, now it's like the Red Sea, and that was my first kind of impression. I just remember taking the photo and thinking nothing much of it, except I really like the fog. I like that there's a sunny thing going on, and wow, it's a Red Sea. And sometimes, most of the time my photos are like that, meaning is ascribed later on, and probably, sometimes it's like that. So that's that photo, and I think I named it The Reclamation.
Yeah.
Although I made that name 5 minutes before I had to submit this photo to you guys, I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah.
Right. Ganda. It's really good. The next one, your diving experience.
Yeah. So a couple of friends here basically forced me to go, and they say this while they wave at me now. They forced me to go on adventures. And this one particular friend I have, this crazy Chinese girl, had a GoPro 9, and she just dropped take care of this. So this is a picture of a free diver. Oh, I learned how to free dive, so that's really cool. The crazy Chinese lady also forced me to free dive. So that's probably at 10 to 20 feet, I think. And he's a really great free diver. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. That's shot from a GoPro 9, and I just love the serenity. Yeah. He's looking down. It's like, what is he doing? Is he asleep? Is this underwater? All these questions pop up in your head, and this photo makes me feel something magical.
Right.
That's all I can really say.
Really good. The next one.
This is kind of funny. I was walking with another friend. Not as crazy as the first. It's pretty level-headed. And I just, it's quarantine, and these shield things that we put up are supposed to stop the spray. This guy has his head under it. It's just the funniest thing. Like,
What's the point?
Follow the procedure and everything, but it's like, he has his chanelas and he has no shirt on. I like how the red matches the red, and I love I'm a graphic designer trying to be, and I love the graphic. It's so it's cool. I dig it. I don't really think there's a meaning.
Okay, and then your next one.
Oh, this is another crazy friend. My gosh, the past year I've met more crazy people in my life than in my life. His name is. Who's the guy who lives on a boat? So this guy lives on a sailboat, and it's like a 50-year-old sailboat, right? He's a crazy guy. He lives on a 50-year-old sailboat. He has like this one pair of shoes. We hike up Mount Dara, which is like 2 hours. It's not that much of a hike. And his shoe starts breaking down. And so the first day his left shoe broke, and the next day his other shoe broke. So that's his broken shoe. I was like, can you make it a telephone? It'll be so great. So that's the story there. crazy French sailor dude. With
These
a
are the
working shoe.
things. These are the things that people would like to hear about. And
I know.
and
He made me appreciate like the everyday. Like, yeah, that's your guy. Like, he kept that
Right.
shoe for what, 3 years? His only shoe? Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Your next one.
Oh yeah. When I looked at this, when I looked at this photo, when I took this photo, we were on a. It was a shoot, but I wasn't the one shooting. I was. I thought it was gonna be like a commercial shoot, and one restaurant owner was like, "Yo, can we take photos of you diving and being cool?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure. Free dive. That's great." Turned out it was an actual shoot, so I was a model, like doing modeling stuff. I don't know how to model, but the crazy Chinese lady.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
The crazy Chinese lady bought pan de sal, and if you don't know, that's bread in the Philippines. We told her to buy 20 pieces. She added one more zero and bought 200. So yeah, and I was like, there's the pan de sal, you've got the fins, and you've got this nice light and this blue thing. It's kind of this Wes Anderson kind of vibe. I dig it, and I love it as a graphic kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Love the colors actually.
Right?
Your next one.
Oh, this is the less crazy friend.
Less crazy friend.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is that same mountain, but another time. So since I've been here, I've hiked that mountain maybe 4 times. I think there's so many mountains. I don't know why we keep doing the same one. I think we're just lazy to do another one. But it rained, and we forgot how tents come with covers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the crazy Chinese lady did not bring the covers. So we got wet. I'm talking like it was a flood. It was a full-on baha inside our tent. So the next day, trying to stay as warm as possible, the less crazy friend put her slippers on, which in this case are 2 plastic bags, because that's all we had left that could dry ourselves. Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah.
And then
save the environment. Don't throw your stuff. We threw all that stuff away. Just look really cool. Yeah.
And Mario, since you're there in Coron, you also is it right? You brought Epic there?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's Epic Cafe.
Wow.
That's my home. That's where I work. I sleep. I don't sleep there, but I start my day and my day there. There's that bike that my dad uses. It's a communal place. Of course, cafes are something different now because you got the quarantine and everything. But from afar, you can say hi to your neighbor on the other aisle, and it's still nice. Yeah.
And then you also made this kombucha. Maybe you can the things that you're doing now. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I love to tinker around. That's kind of why I started. That's why I started photography, because I like to mess with things. Yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah,
what's
so
kombucha?
I was like, kombucha? I'm not entirely sure. Someone told me it's this ancient thing from China, and yeah, it is. There's history there, and it's basically a fermented tea drink that has this thing called a SCOBY, which is a symbiotic culture of yeast and bacteria. And there's it gets all scientific, but it's really good for your gut if you want to boost your immunity. It's great. It's made from tea, low caffeine, almost no alcohol, so it's a good alternative to soda. It tastes amazing. You can flavor it in a million different ways. So that's one of my experiments. It says ginger beer because I didn't have a label for kombucha yet, but I wanted it to look pretty. So I'm also making ginger beer. Here's a nice mug of the ginger beer.
What's the taste, Mario, of the kombucha? How does it taste?
I have no idea. I'm still getting there. I don't even know if what I'm making tastes like the kombucha, how kombucha is supposed to taste, but it's kind of like you take tea and then you let it sit for a while, like a couple weeks, and then it smells kind of rancid, but it tastes amazing. So it's one of those things, it might not smell appetizing, but it sure tastes good.
Wow. We'd love to try that.
I'll send you a few bottles.
I hope it doesn't get wasted on the traveling.
I'm just afraid of it exploding. Like I would have sent it sooner, but yeah.
And Mario, your behind the scenes photos. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is I think this was shot by the crazy Chinese lady. Her name is Belle. She's really sweet actually.
Hi, Belle.
She's adorable. This is Terrence. He is the owner of Jagged Perspective Studios in Manila. We became really good bros. Even Google Photos, how can tech faces side by side. He thinks we're each other. But yeah, he's like my partner in crime. Well, I'm less crimey, but this is free diving, and that's another product I'm selling. Are those Cirrus jackets? They look really cool. You can't really. There's no use underwater, but it looks cool. So we took a photo. But
And then your cameras. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I was a hoarder back in the day. So the photo on the right is in the studio of a guy called Take Kayo. He's a YouTuber and does a lot of camera stuff. He's like, bring your collection over and we'll have a good time. I brought my collection over. This is too much. And that wasn't everything. It's just all that could fit in his car. But yeah, I went nuts about film. So you've got like some Instaxes there. You've got a lot of point and shoots that I got from an old Russian dude, amazing, great guy. We talked about cameras for hours, and some Nikon's medium formats. I like to shoot whatever. I'm not really particular. On the left is my current setup in Quran. Kind of different now because I ran out of film. So some of that pro negative H should be great. But yeah, you kind of need to carry some tools. So you got your knives, your mask, wallet, of course, for cash, and of course the tiny little venerable Rolly 35S, I think. Yeah, it's a brilliant camera.
Young also has one.
Oh my gosh, it's so great, right? Zone focus. So then cool.
Your next one.
Yeah, the photo on my left, again, it's the same camera with, I just like, it's like a flat lay, but it's kind of not. It looks really pretty. It's like, my hand's not that big, so you guys, if you find that camera in a flea market, buy it. And on the right is a photo during the quarantine. Don't worry, they're all negative and everything. So the crazy Chinese lady is on the right. Okay. On the left is a model. She's right here. She's smiling, so it's fine. There's a model called Crystal. She got locked down from, where's Crystal from? She's from Switzerland Switzerland. Great gal. And I'm Terrence as well. So we were shooting a commercial, I think, on that day for a brand called Maguire. Really great shampoo bars if you like shampoo bars.
Nice. Yeah. And the next one. Go ahead.
I'm not really a filmmaker, although I did take some filmmaking courses back in high school. They have big dreams. And then I decided, editing is very difficult, so I'd rather just edit things that are not moving. But I had the opportunity with a friend of mine, an old friend, to direct this was a music video. So it's by Presh. I don't necessarily know how you spell that. The music, but this is behind the scenes. There's a projection of a picture that I took on my roof of my apartment in Quezon City that's displayed there. And I like the set. This is indoors, by the way. We had to make that lamp thing, so it's a cool BTS.
Nice. And then your last one, in Coron. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is me. That's why I look every day. I'm wearing a sandal because it's super, super hot. This is, now that you mentioned a while ago, this is really close to, this is actually part of the reclamation area. About 5 minutes walk away, I'm shooting with my digital camera from my very generous uncle. My gosh, this is the X Pro 3. It gives a film-like feeling to it. Wearing my mask to be safe. And that's what I look like every day. A simple kind of dude with a camera in his hand.
And finally, Mario, the final question is, if you had the chance to choose a different field aside from photography as your hobby, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh, I've already had so many.
So many hobbies.
Yeah, I think the greatest photographers that I admire are the ones who aren't just photographers. Like they're either like a pilot or they do some weird job, or an engineer, or they like to take things apart. So I think instead of answering your question, I'll give people advice.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Photography is great, but it's made even greater when you can infuse it with a passion for something. Like I painting, photography. Oh my gosh! Like for me, it's like it's making and breaking stuff in photography, and I end up with street photography. But I look at things in a kind of mechanical kind of way, and I'm not entirely sure how I understand it. But or like my grandma. My grandma did beautiful work. She was a writer, but she was also a photojournalist. So that's another weird combination, right? I guess it's normal, but infuse it with a supplementary passion. And you might be a photographer one day, and you might be a writer another day, or a baker, or there's Skillshare nowadays, guys. Like you don't have to be one thing.
Right. And I think that's one of the most important things nowadays, that you have to be able to adjust, especially in the type of needs that you, in terms of your photography and your art. And with that, on that note, thank you, Mario, for sharing this insightful things about your photography and your what you do there now in Coron. Thanks, Mario.
Thank you so much. I gotta go, guys. I gotta close up the
Go
shop.
ahead.
Great to see you guys. Amazing work.
See you. Thanks, Mario. And now let's go ahead and welcome our next guest. Good evening, Nyung. Welcome back. Good evening. So, Nyung, just to dive into this, you were inspired in terms of the photography that you've explored now. You were inspired by your father. Maybe you can talk about that. What got you, or is he the one responsible for getting you into this type of photography?
Yeah. Actually, I started to really to take picture 4 years ago, and at that time I simply thought that I wanted to explore something new. So I chose photography. But after few months, after 1 year taking a digital camera, I turned to take film camera, and I realized that I was into photography long before I take picture, because when I was a little girl, my father he was a photographer too, and he had a dark room at home. So every time he went there to develop the film and to develop, and he took me there. So I saw a lot of magical thing in the dark room, like like the lighting, and when he started to develop film, he had to turn up all the light, and the room it became very, very dark. But after that, he slowly turned on the lighting, so I saw a lot of the picture in the water. At that time, I thought that the water now I know that that's the chemical, but so I see a lot of the face and smiling happy face show up. So it's become my previous precious memory. So I think that is my most so it's something become a part of me. That really one day when I choose something new to something to explore, I choose photography. Yeah.
Great, and it's somehow magical, especially when you see it face to face, the moment that the image appears. Nyung, in terms of, since you also do film photography like our other guests, what brought you to film photography, aside from those that you mentioned from your father? Why film photography instead of pushing on with digital?
Yeah, first of all, I when I first starting taking film, I think that I really love the color of the film here, and that one of the reason, because after taking a picture by film camera, I don't need to retouch it, and everything I keep is very normal, very natural. And that is the first thing when I turn to take picture by film. And the second thing that is, I really need to be present and to be aware of what I take, because that is the moment. It's not like digital camera. You can look at that and see that that is good or not, and you can take it again. That is a film camera. You can see what you take right now, take at the moment. So we need to be at the present, and we need to be aware what we take. So that, and after that, sometimes I have sometimes I walk around with my little camera, and it takes me a month to finish a film, because I take daily like pictures. And it's something like a gift too, because sometimes I forget what I take, and then I have a picture, so I say, wow, that day, that what I was there, and I take that picture. So for me, this film is amazing. So and I intend to continue with film. Yeah, in future.
Great.
Yeah.
And you also, aside from doing landscapes and some
Yeah, right.
travel photography, mainly what you take photos of is nude photography. So what do you love most about nude photography, aside from those that you mentioned to me earlier on our other podcasts? What sets nude photography apart from the other types of photography that you can do?
Yeah. First of all, when I starting take pictures, and one of my friends asking me to take note of her, because she really want to have a new picture, but she is shy to ask a man. So at that time, I really thought that okay, it's a challenge, and I will do it. So I go for it. But after that, I found out that that is a way that is a way to not only the to not only take the beauty woman, but it's another way to empower the woman, because they really want to do it. Some of them really want to do it, but they, because here we are in the, for example, in my country, we have the Vietnamese culture. So sometimes we not open with the new photography. So some women, they really want to do it, but they feel guilty, or they feel shame or shy or something, so they can't. But with me, they find it something like they find truth, and they believe me. So when that reason why they come to me. And so for me, no photography is not only photography, but that is a way for me to do what I want to do, and for another woman to do what they want to do. Yeah.
Really good, really good messages from Young. And Young, in terms of film photography, you also print your photos, right? Your photos, you have it printed in person, so that it's something that you can hold, right? So how important is it for a photographer to have the photo itself printed compared to having it posted online on a computer, on a glass screen? What's the difference?
Actually, for the for me, the photography is just like the kind of the art, like a painting or something like that. It's still really nice when we look at the screen, or on the screen or something like that. But it's bring how can I say, a different feeling when you have a picture on your hand or on the wall. I mean that it look like a decoration or something, because it's not something you only see it, but it's something you can really touch it.
Right.
And that is and when you touch it, it's not only the picture, it's the feeling on your hand. You can see the texture or something like that, and it brings something very, very real.
Right.
It's not something on the screen, and it will turn off when you turn off the computer or your phone, but it's always there. Yeah.
Right.
So for me, it's very, very different for the print photographer. A picture print to print, and a picture on the screen.
It's something physical that you can hold, touch, feel,
Yeah,
see,
right.
and taste. Yeah. And let's now go over the photos that you sent us. Hold on. Maybe you can explain first the one that you exhibited in Ortigas Art Festival. Go ahead, Nyang.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, that is the shadow. Wow. When I took that photo, it was 2019, and at that time I have a talk that something like I think that our inside world, we all have an inside world, and how it look like, and how do we feel when we are all alone or something like that. So and the shadow is something like our reflection.
Right.
So at that time I find a empty room, and I put a light over inside, because I want to say that they are light up inside us, and they are a model outside of the window, and we have and I have a lighting from that is the street lighting over out of the window. The reason why I can see we can see her shadow on the wall, and it represent that we are in our inner world, and maybe there are something in your mind. It can be happiness, it can be sorrow, it can be anything you feel, but we all have this in my mind,
Your vision.
in outside. Yeah.
Great, really good. Just to give you a bit of an experience, the exhibit. Once you go to the exhibit, the first international photo that they see is your photo, and all the people that sees this photo would say that the photographer is really skilled, really good photographer. They love how you were able to capture the shadow, and even especially when they found or when they learned that the photo was shot using film, they're hands off. They love your photo.
Thank you for inviting me to the exhibits. Yeah, for the exhibits, and I really appreciate that. Yeah.
And your next one, Yang, I believe this is the same model, right?
Yeah, that is the same model, and that is the same session. Because for when I take pictures, I usually take in the how can I say, that like a storyteller. So one picture and another picture is a different process. For the first one, you can see she's on the outside.
Right.
Outside, because I as I said that I consider this like our inner world. So she's outside, and now the second one is she step inside, face herself, and maybe have a small talk. And that the idea when I take that. Yeah.
Amazing. You can see the shadow. It's somehow sandwiched in between the two models. Is it two different models or just one model?
That is one model, but these are two
Wow.
pictures, and then I mix it. Yeah. So in this picture I have a two picture different, and then I mix it in one picture. Yeah, but I have an idea before. So this one I take by film also. Yeah.
Really good. These are the types of photos that would make you think about a deeper sense of the photo. Really good composition by Nyang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like something like we talk to ourselves, right? Yeah.
Right. Really good. The next one. Wow.
Yeah.
It looks like something that has or needs to be exhibited in the what do you call this? Museum of Modern Art. Go ahead, Yang.
Yeah, this one I actually really like the Asian culture. So and for example, in my city, we the color we like is yellow and it the red, because it represents the lucky or something like that, and lucky the passion. So at that time I choose this, but she's in between the line of the color. So she's in the between the passion and between in the lucky or something. And I would love to make it look a little like a painting. So
It is.
so it's just just makes pictures more beautiful and that is the idea when I took it.
And
Just
the
like
next,
just
yeah.
like what?
And the next one is actually I actually like also the next one. This one. It looks really like a painting. And I can even see the grain, and it adds to the texture of the photo. So in terms of gear, Nyang, what type of camera do you use, and why do you use that camera? For the photo, yeah. Go ahead.
This one I use the Hazelblade camera
Mm-mm.
for the medium format and Alala one, yeah.
We have the same
because
one.
I really
We have the same one again. Go ahead.
the same that is the same session with the picture before because I like because I like the square picture. So for me it's really it's something like a very tight and very balanced in a square picture. That reason why I like that sky pic. And in that pic, I just want to create in something like very smooth because when you think of a woman, for me when I think of a woman, she is very smooth and she's like a water or something. But and so in this sky, I just want to create something like a wave, not only about her body, but the material around because
The fabric.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
And Young, in terms of the film that you use, what's your favorite film stock? The type of film that you use, what's your favorite?
Well, for the medium format, I like Portra 400. Yeah, and for the how can I say
35 millimeter.
55, yeah. Yeah, 55 millimeters. I use the Ultramax and Extra. Yeah.
Wow.
Extra 400.
Old Kodak. in terms of
Kodak.
in terms of
That is Kodak. Kodak lady.
Kodak lady. In terms of developing Young, have you done developing yourself, or you have it sent to labs?
I bring it to a lab and I wait for my and then they develop it for me. Yeah, I can't develop the film at my home yet, so I just bring it to lab. Yeah.
And maybe last question, Yang, before we say goodbye. What message can you bring or say to the viewers right now? Those who want to try nude photography but are thinking twice about doing it because they're probably afraid to try it. Do you need a sense of we call this? You need to be brave on how to do it. Maybe you can share a bit of advice on those who'd like to pursue nude photography.
Wow, if there are something I can advise young people or the other people, that's if you want to do it, just do it. So because it's every one of us, we have our own view and we have our own talent. So just show it. When you want to do something, it means that you have it means how can I say it have a meaning for you first.
Right.
And I think that is that people will be good at that. That reason why they have how can I say that reason why they want to do it. So if you want to do it, just do it.
Really good advice from Yang. If you want to do it, just do it. Because who knows, like Yang, maybe you can inspire other photographers like Brian, and like those who are watching us tonight. I'm very sure they'll be inspired listening to you guys tonight. Again, there you have it. Nyang, Tran Hong Nhung from Vietnam, Brian Azcueta from Japan. Mario, unfortunately, had to close down the shop, unfortunately. But again, thank you, Mario, for sharing your stories. Maybe last before we say goodbye, Liza, are you there? Maybe you have a message for our guests tonight. Hold on, let me just pull you into screen. You're on mute, Liza. Go ahead, madam. Go ahead.
Okay. We would like to thank our guests for tonight, Nyung, Mario, and Brian. Hello. Your stories and photos have inspired us as you share different perspectives of beauty. Nyung, your empowering photos celebrate the beauty and strength of women. And your exhibited photo, Shadow, has an air of mystery with the lovely curves and the lovely curves of the human form in a silhouette. You are a true and well-respected artist. I'm glad you're part of our photo community. And someday I'd like to try nude photography, except my models are cats. And then there's Mario's, who's so adventurous, and I like his I like the way he experiences things, and then he documents it, sees the beauty of the mundane and the unique things around us, and then he shares it with us, and it's exciting to see that kind of stuff. So and then we also have Brian. Yeah, Brian, when I first saw your photo, I felt the serenity of the place. You have a signature style, but couldn't quite describe it. But it has a certain mood that affects us. So it has a calming feel. So you made something so simple, so grand and calming. So thank you for sharing that, Brian. You are very talented and keep inspiring us there. And then I'd like to thank everyone watching. I encourage you to shoot since we're on ECQ now. So go out there, take pictures of even the littlest things around you and share it with us. So that alone would inspire and make people appreciate the beauty of nature. So
And
there.
Liza, just to jump in,
Yeah.
since you mentioned pets in nature, maybe we can announce tonight. By tomorrow, we will have a new activity in Photonation, which is called... Ano nga ba yun? Is it Pet Sunday? Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we encourage you to take pictures of your pets. If you have pets at home or pets of your neighbors, or I don't know.
Your neighbor's pets.
Yeah, take pics of your pets and then
Share
share it with us here on Photonation. It's just for good vibes.
I think that's one of the most important things that we need right now. We need to find photos that are would attract more positive vibes, and one of the biggest attractions is actually pets. So maybe we can ask the members. We'll have another activity for tomorrow, which is called we're just trying to figure out which hashtag to use. But again, you can tag your photos. We'll post a thread that you can share your photos of pets there, pretty much like the theme of the week. But every Sunday, we'll be having Pet Sunday or something like that. And then for tomorrow, also, I'd like to announce that we will be encouraging you to share more photos in Photonation, because your photos can be the cover of Photonation, the group itself. We'll post all the details later, how to be able to be part of that. But basically, every week we will be choosing one photo that will be the cover of the group in Photonation. So lots of things to look forward to. And even if we're in this new ECQ period here, or the enhanced community quarantine in Manila and in Metro Manila in particular, please know that we have Photonation here that helps you pursue your passion even if you're locked at home. Right, Liza and Brian and Young? Again, thank you. Thank you and good night. We hope to see you on Discord. We'll post the links on Discord. Young, please do join us on Discord. We have lots of photographers who would want to speak with you on Discord. Discord is
Yeah,
actually
I
a
think
new
we'll
platform.
teach Nyang how to speak Tagalog.
Yes, we'll
And then
teach you
Nyang
how
will
to
teach us Vietnamese.
Yes. There. Thank you again. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Nyang and Mario
thank
and
you.
Lisa. Thank you. Again, don't forget to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, and this will also be on Spotify. Just search for Film Factor Podcast. This has been Born and Film on Air. My name is Franz. Thank you for joining us tonight. Snap Talk will be coming up next. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Where's my smoke? Goodbye.